Well, a cold day this morning. I knew it was going to be pretty cold this morning. I just wanted to get a couple of sophomores trained before I go over to the Meadows. I'm looking forward to racing Memory and Imagination, and looks like money today. Looking forward to watching Irresistible Sun. Unfortunately, Irresistible Sun drew the 8-hole, but I'm still interested to watch him go, see how he does. He's been trotting so good. I think this horse is going to get better and better and better as the year goes on. I don't see how he couldn't, I guess is the way I'm putting it. And then tonight I come back for a couple of heavyweights in Leggy and Lover's Play. Leggy's just getting her career started, and Jason said the other day she trains so poor by herself. I said, well, she's just not a good trainer by herself. You got to understand. Rewind, right? She didn't get that full training down. She did all year with us. Now she has that muscle memory to draw on, but for the most part, missed the schooling, the getting ready for the races, the racing in racing sets last year, right? In races, and then training back maybe by herself or with two horses, kind of lazy. I trained her at First Line 3 weeks ago. Thought she trained okay. I was pretty happy with her. And then in her qualifier, again, terrible track, kind of weaved through late. Justin said she was okay, did her work. And I said, before we start drawing any conclusions about her or aspirations, let her race. Let her get in a racing situation and learn how to race. It's going to take 3, 4, 5 starts before we start saying, she could do this or she could be that. Much like Trevino on green last night. We'll talk about him in just a minute. But some of these horses just need some time. They aren't just throwaways, right? These aren't horses that I'll race them twice to get rid of them. We're going to have those horses. We've had them. They're going to come again. But I just don't believe that either of the aforementioned horses in Leggy or Trevino, for that matter, are falling under that category. From where I sit right now, anyway. And then Lover's Play. I'd love to get a win with this filly. She's, the time's ticking. The rest of the sand in that hourglass is almost out. We made a decision a long time ago to go down the road of breeding this mare, and we obviously have to revisit our breeding stable too. It's super costly to have those horses there, but an interesting part of the game nonetheless, and just another aspect that I'm really intrigued and excited about working on with John and Deshaun as we move forward. Just building the proper bricks and mortar of theoretically of the breeding side of things, the business side of things, the racing side of things. To have all these views come in from a different angle it's super helpful, and two, it's always insightful. And that's where I guess that's where I'm at right now in regards to the stable. But happy with the way things look for this week. How things look for today. I'm going to go in, probably train 3 or 4 horses, head over to the Meadows, race some horses that I love racing. I actually like racing. Looks like Money's been really good, and I suspect he'll be good again today. And Memory and Imagination hasn't had the greatest start to the season, but not necessarily his fault. He had to race against some gatekeepers, drew the outside in his last start. You're not going to draw conclusions from those 2 races. So today will be hopefully a watershed moment in the 2025 season for Memory and Imagination. Just a bit of a glimpse at him in his proper surroundings. I think will give a better picture of what we're dealing with. But listen, I know he's a good horse. He's been a good horse. He'll continue to be a good horse. And whether we put the hobbles back on him or change the way we do things with him, still a very good horse. Now, that's today. Yesterday. What took place yesterday? Well, again, very, very cold conditions right now. I woke up today. It was minus 13 Celsius before the wind. I guess it's not super windy, but I would guess you're still touching somewhere around minus 17 or 18 Celsius. I had my American stuff on. No, it was 17 degrees. So I don't know how to really judge that. I don't know how you get there. Anyway, it's cold. How's that? It is cold today. Now we're trying to get the babies videoed for you, but we can't do it in this weather. It's not helpful to the horse, to us, or to you to watch the horses go out and try and work in this weather. And this has been the way it is for this week, and somewhat the way it's going to be next week. But Friday, it looks like the weather's broken up a little bit. 0 degrees Celsius, so right on the freezing point. Should make for a really good training day on Friday. So today I'll make sure our minions check all the horses, make sure they all have corks on and are all corked up good, make sure they're all eating good, any fevers or any issues. I think we will likely scratch Cherry's Girl and Steady Volo. His name's not Steady Volo. Yeah, it is. Steady Volo on Friday. There's no need for those horses to be training with those curbs. So, and quite frankly, I hope they're crowd before Friday. So they're likely going to be early scratches. I don't know of anybody else that would be or needs to be scratched. So if I was to say right now, come Friday morning at 8:30 in the morning, I would fully expect 43 horses to be training on, no, that's not true. Love, you know who I'm saying. Love Sensation won't be training. She's not ready to start training yet, just jogging. So that makes, we have 48, minus 3 is 45, minus 3 is 42. We should have 42 horses for you on Friday morning. Now, as I said, back to the racing. Last night, I ended up off the night with early play. I thought he raced really well. Almost made a dirty break leaving the gate, but come right up pacing. You know, I've watched this horse go from, remember, this is a horse that mostly cantered one night. That's how we ended up with him. And he did it on me one night also. Jason and the caretakers for early play have been working really hard, and it's pretty evident he did want to get out of there last night and could have made a break. But put a step in, put a shuffle step in, paced right through, and ended up the horse behind me when I did kind of get out of gear, the horse behind me stepped on my wheel quick, flattened my right tire, and he raced the entire race with the right tire flat. Ended up being a charging second, which was impressive enough in its own right. I thought the horse raced really well, so a good second with him. Earlier in the card, I talked to you guys last night. Watch your mouth. I thought he raced well. As I said to John, when he leaves that class, he's going to find it a little tough here. More of a, I think, Saratoga, Batavia type horse. Sound, leave good, doesn't wear a boot. He actually is a nice horse, but as far as depth and overall ability, I think he's a B-track horse, and I think Saratoga or Saratoga or Batavia would suit him really, really well. That's a little foreshadowing down the road, I believe. And then as we come to Trevino, I still have a number of people saying, oh my God, he looked terrible. I'm just curious, what did you think he'd look like? The horse trained down and looked terrible his whole life, bumped and hipped and hopped the whole way, his entirety on this planet with harness on, and is getting better and better and better all the time. I know he forges quite a bit, and by forging, same thing Stay Close did, right? The hind foot will come up and hit the bottom of that front foot as it comes. You hear that click, click, click. Well, those are like literally the shoes hitting, and sometimes the bottom of the foot too. And if you're unlucky, sometimes he'll grab a quarter. He has not done that. But I found him last night forging a lot less. The first turn, I let his hobbles out a little bit. He just felt like they were really rubbing on him in the post parade, and I just let them out a couple of holes. I think if I had let them out one hole, he wouldn't have made a break in the first turn, but he did get running in a little bit and a little sprawly, and you just kind of ride it out, right? He's going to do better. He needs to go, well, he's going to go to the Meadows for sure, because now he has to qualify here or race in the Meadows. So he's going to go to the Meadows for sure, but you just kind of ride it out with him, right? And he just got to a point, just a real vulnerable spot in the turn where he come up behind somebody and he just kind of let off the accelerator a hair and rolled off. And it wasn't his fault. It happens. But what you saw, you know, somebody said, oh, he looked terrible the rest of the way, but that's not how he feels. And it's kind of like how I did explain Stay Close. I mean, obviously two very different horses, but that is how I explained Stay Close to you also, was my wife requested some additional hot pods. In the sense that Rickety, you know, here's a horse that win in 52, but looked terrible online. It's Amy going out with Rose Run Bobby right now. But he didn't feel that way to me. What I saw is a horse with his ears up, looking to do his work. Getting into the last turn, there was a horse outside, there was a horse inside, and you could kind of just see him you could feel him trying to size up the situation, right? It's the first time in a situation like that, other than training slower. So I wasn't disappointed with Trevino. Listen, you guys know, we're the first one to come on here and say, not that impressive. Probably not for us. I've said that many, many times in the not so distant past. But right now, he is for us. Wants to do his work, wants to come forward. I like the horse. He's never going to be what we want him to be. He is not swinging Senorita's brother, so to speak. He's just a horse. But maiden, Nominator's a 2, Nominator's a 1 to 3 claimer, in around where we had International Man before. I think you're going to see him trot 58, 59, 2 minutes. And I don't think it'll be a problem at all. Jason must be going to gas up the truck. Anyway, I'm going to talk to you guys soon. I hope you have a wonderful day ahead of you. If it's as cold where you are as it is here, bundle up. But as I said, a tiny little reprieve is coming. Hopefully we can get some videos for you on Friday. I'm going to look into that right now with Jason. Take care.